was doing theater for a long time, and I was kind of miserable at my job, so it was a way to do theater without having to commit to a show. And so I started working backstage on After Dark and fell in love with it. Terrifying. I first did open mics here in Jacksonville, and I remember watching my friends that I worked with on the After Dark show doing everything, and it took me a while to get into my rhythm for sure. Like, it took a little bit. Favorite comedy special or comedy record album would be Mitch Hedberg, Mitch Altogether. And when I was in high school, probably like 15 years old, it was the first album that I memorized every single thing that he said. And I'm not a one-liner comic, but it kind of taught me as a writer to stick one-liners in there into my stories. And as I've started progressing more, when I shorten things, I try to remember how he managed to pack such a big punch into such a small line. You know? Favorite comedy film of all time, Half-Baked. I have had that memorized for life. My friends won't even watch it with me because I try to recite the whole thing. Favorite sitcoms? I like a lot of stuff. I like Modern Family. I loved Living Single back in the day. So I have my favorites. I like sitcoms where you feel like you become a part of that group. I like anything UCB. I still love SNL, and it's funny because a lot of people talk about the ups and downs of SNL, but my parents were super conservative, and one of the few things that they let me watch were old school 1970s SNL stuff, so I grew up on Gilda Radner, even though my parents were pretty strict. Like, I couldn't wear a bikini, but I could watch 1970s SNL. So I kind of grew up with that, and then now that they've gone through new casts, I still stick with it hardcore. Probably anything from Dave Chappelle's new two-part special. It was one of the first times that I saw him calm down and in a while become more political and really open about what he said, and I hope that other people were touched by it as much as I was. Probably Liza Schlesinger right now. I know, she's Netflix popular, and but I read her book recently, and she talked a lot about women comics supporting each other and about supporting comics in general. But her views on relationships and on comedy I really like, and I also like what she's doing right now with her touring. She does a lot of USO stuff, which I think is really awesome. Oh, to get roasted by, to really make sure it hits hard. Pryor, Carlin, let's see, not necessarily comics, but improv that I think would really help. Faye, Polar, and probably Colbert. I love all of them. I really like improv because it gets me writing new stuff, which I think is awesome. I like directing. I've done a lot more theater directing than film directing, but I think one thing I'd like to learn is more film and getting into that side of the market. I hope to keep working on gathering clients and start working on booking and becoming an agent down the line. I'm an attorney in my day job, so I'd really like to combine my entertainment world with my day job and work on contracts. So I started working with a couple comics, working on that kind of stuff. I'd also like to go back into doing more sketch as well, now that I have more time to dedicate, and hopefully tour some festivals next year. You can find me on Instagram at FemAndFunny, and you can find me on Facebook at Laura Thompson. I want them to go home feeling like, you know what, she messed up, but so did I, and it's going to be okay. I feel like I talk a lot about what's going on in my life, and part of doing that is so other people identify with what I've done, and part of it is so maybe at the end of the day, if they had a bad day, mine was a little worse, and they can laugh at that. Hey, my name's Laura Thompson. I'm here in Jacksonville, and I got interviewed on a cutie.com.